Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing a long-term market analysis for Bitcoin, and I'm going to be looking specifically at the 300-week simple moving average, which basically takes the closing price of the last 300 weeks. And on this chart, that is the blue line here. Currently, you can see it's coming in around $17,500, and we have been getting fairly close to this longer term moving average. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, feel free to check out our sponsors in the link in the description below. This channel is partnered with FTX.us. All right, so first I just want to focus on the fact that Bitcoin has never actually tested the 300-week simple moving average in its entire history. In fact, the closest Bitcoin has ever gotten to the 300-week was this move back here in March of 2020 on this massive capitulation-like candle, with the wick going all the way down to around $3,880 and the 300-week simple moving average being around $3,789. So that represented a difference of about 2%. So we did get a fairly close move to the 300-week simple moving average, but we've never actually had a move to the specific price. And my takeaway from that is that if Bitcoin does have a move back down to around $17,700 and it does have a test of the 300-week simple moving average, that would be extremely significant. And that would be the first time in Bitcoin's history that has ever happened. And if I just zoom out here again, you can see there have been no times throughout in Bitcoin's entire history where we've ever really had that test of the 300-week average. The previous two bear markets of 2018 and 2015 were concluded with a test of the 200-week average, which is the green line on this chart. But you can see Bitcoin has actually lost that level. Currently, this moving average is around $23,600. So this is definitely historic for Bitcoin, considering this is the only time in Bitcoin's history where we've spent months below the 200-week average. And you can see, again, the previous bear markets bounced off the 200-week, so we never really had a chance to visit the 300-week average unless we are counting this March 2020 capitulation where we had that wick going very quickly back down to around a low of $3,800. So I'm going to zoom back here into today's price action, and one of the things I find very interesting about this move is that unlike March of 2020, which was that very fast, aggressive sell-off, this move getting closer and closer to the 300-week average has been mainly Bitcoin just going sideways. And you could argue that we are in a downtrend, but I'm going to look to the fact that we've basically been in this range ever since June 13th, the week of June 13th, where we had that final capitulation. So you can see, yes, we've had a move down and a move up, but for the most part, we've just been going back and forth between around 18 and 23K. And this is definitely different than the harsh and aggressive sell-off we saw back in March of 2020. So I wouldn't consider these moves to be any similar, and I wouldn't really expect the same sort of V-shape that we saw back in March of 2020, but I still do consider this area around the 300-week average to be significant support. And if we do make a move back down towards that $17,700 region, then I would expect that is going to be looked back upon as yet another great accumulation opportunity for Bitcoin. And I would expect buyers and demand to start to step in at this area, mainly because it is a very significant moving average. Again, it's taking the average of 300 weeks. So if you can imagine going back 300 weeks back to 2016, that is just how long-term this indicator is. And that being said, if we do have a move back down to that region, again around 17.7K, then I really want to focus on the weekly closes. I don't think it's appropriate to look on a daily or an hourly and say, oh, Bitcoin's lost the 300-week average, because again, this is a 300-week average. It's averaging the closing prices of almost 6 years, so it's really not appropriate to look at an hourly or a daily candle chart when considering this longer term moving average. Now, lastly, I do want to mention that even though the moving average is today around 17.7K, do consider the fact that it will be averaging up, because 300 weeks ago, the Bitcoin price was much, much lower. So if we just take a move of the current rate of change, you can see that we could retest this level at a higher valuation in, say, a few months. And for example, if we were to say retest it towards the end of the year, that could be all the way up around $18,600, which certainly doesn't seem far-fetched. It does seem very reasonable that we would have a retest eventually. And if we do, once again, I do consider that to be a phenomenal region to accumulate Bitcoin on a long-term perspective. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. By the way, make sure to check out our sponsors in the link in the description below. This channel is partnered with FTX.us. If you sign up with my link in the description below or through my referral code SNOWYCRYPTO, you can get a 5% discount on exchange fees. So go check them out. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.